Hi, welcome to Around the Towns. I'm your host, Dan Murphy, and this episode I visited Powisset Farm in Dover, and let's take a look at my interview there.
Hi, I'm Meryl Latronica, and I'm the farm manager at Powisset Farm here in Dover. This is our farm. We grow vegetables here. We're a farm that's in its 7th year of operation, growing vegetables and a little bit of fruit, and a little bit of flowers. We are a property of the trustees of reservations, and basically our farm grows food for a few different outlets. We grow food for a community supported agriculture program. We have about 400 members, and we have a farm stand that's open 3 days a week, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, open to anyone. We sell wholesale, and we also do a lot of donations, about 500 pounds of produce every week to 5 different food pantries and health centers, both locally and into Boston.
My name is John. I'm one of the apprentices here at Powisset Farm, and so this is the CSA pickup. So this is where the members check in right here. This is one of our work shares, Margie. And so they check in on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And we'll check them in to make sure we know how many people are coming on each day to give us an idea how much to harvest each week. So the CSA members, they'll come around to each table and find out like how much they get on each pickup day by looking at the chalkboards and everything. And things will vary, and our CSA members understand that like some things might be missing out of the share, that what they see in the blog. So, but that's the beauty of a CSA. So. And also, if you're not a CSA member, you can come into the farm stand, and it's basically everything that's in the CSA. So if you're not a member, you can just come in here and just buy stuff with a cash check, or we take credit cards now too. So this is we got our own popcorn, Powisset popcorn, grown last year, and that dries over the winter time. And we got our new T-shirts this year, which are really awesome. And we also sell dairy products from other trustees' properties. We have some cheeses from Appleton Farms. We also have eggs from Moose Hill. They're also a trustee's property. And we get a bunch of beef here from a farm in Vermont. This is all one animal, so we get like a bunch of cuts from one animal every once in a while.
What's some of the history of Powisset Farm? Like, how did this come to be?
Yeah. So Powisset Farm has been around for a while. It was owned by Amelia Peabody before 1985, and she had a beautiful farm where she raised pigs and cattle. She raised Hereford cattle and Yorkshire pigs, and she did a lot with breed stock. So people would come from all over the world to get her specific breed stock of pigs and cattle. So it looked a little different back then, not a lot of vegetables, but a lot of pasture and a lot of animals. And when she passed away in the mid-'80s, she donated 600 acres of woods across the street to the trustees of reservations to be preserved. And this land, Powisset Farm, was sort of up for negotiation. It wasn't really clear what it was going to become, but the trustees of reservations, as well as the town of Dover, is also a kind of a help to preserve the land. Basically purchased the land, sold off a little bit of housing lots, and ended up kind of purchasing about 125 acres and ended up protecting about 108, which was put in an agricultural preservation restriction to basically continue farming this land. So from about 1985 to 2006, there was a lot of different things that were happening here, sort of some animals, some vegetable growing, but it was pretty quiet. And then with community supported agriculture and local food becoming more exciting to our community, the trustees of reservations decided, you know what, we're gonna try to turn Powisset Farm into a community supported agriculture farm. And you know, they had started a farm up in Ipswich called Appleton Farms, which has had a lot of success, and they thought Powisset is another great spot. And so that's when I came in around 2006 in the wintertime, and our goal was to just start a vegetable production farm and do about 100 CSA shares that year. So in 2007, our first growing season, we started with 100 members, a little over 100 CSA members, and we've just grown every year since then. More members and the farm stand, and we've always done food donations, but we've been able to increase those donations, and we train farmers, and we welcome new and old faces to the farm all the time, and really just try to build community around food and around land.
Well, how much staff do you have around on Powisset Farm?
Powisset Farm is staffed by a full-time crew of 5 people, and the way that breaks down is myself and Tessa, our assistant manager, we work year-round, so it's a full 12-month-a-year gig for us. So we're doing farming, planning in the wintertime, and hiring and fixing tractors, and then we have a crew of 3 people who are our core of our farm team, and they're our farm apprentices. So they're folks that are serious about farming and maybe interested in starting their own farm, who work with us, 5 or 6 days a week for about 40 weeks of the season. So the 5 of us kind of make up the heart of the team. And then in the summertime, we have about anywhere from 5 to 8 other people that are our summer crew, and they work half days with us throughout the weeks for about 12 weeks and help us weed and harvest and kind of make everything come together. So we have in the summertime, a full crew of about 12 people, and we have people that come and volunteer with us. And so it can be kind of the slim, like 5 of us, and then it expands out from there, and depending on when we need help.
And is the farm itself self-sustaining, or is it mainly supported by charitable donations?
Yeah, no, this is a farm business, and we operate just like a business, where we have our budget that we have to meet and revenue that we're trying to accomplish. So we, by selling shares and selling produce, that's the bulk of how we're surviving as a farm operation. And yeah, we're just constantly planting and then picking, and planting and picking.
Well, so what crops do you plant?
We actually do about 65 different crops, and within that we do anywhere from 1 to 20 varieties of things. So yeah, we grow everything from like the lettuces and greens to the fruiting, tomatoes and peppers and eggplant and squash and cucumbers, and we do beans and herbs and winter squash and onions, kind of the whole range, anything you can think of.
When do you plant all these crops?
Well, really, we plant from, we're in the greenhouse in March. March 1st is the beginning of our season. It's like the day that we get out all the seeds and we start planting for the new season. And we'll keep on planting until about mid-September, just kind of keep on putting like lettuces and radishes and spinach and kale in the field. And we'll pick like really out of the ground till probably around Thanksgiving, depending on the weather. So it's a pretty long season, and we're continuously planting and like I said, kind of planting and then harvesting just over and over again until it gets too cold to do so.
How do you become involved in CSA?
Well, I think you become involved in CSA, I think for a couple reasons. One, if you really love to cook vegetables and you feel like you're excited about eating local and eating with the seasons. So, I think people come to us sort of from all different places, and maybe they're brand new to CSA, or maybe they've been doing it for 10 years. We have sort of a wide range of folks, and the way we sign up new members at this point is we have a little waiting list on our website, and people go and sign up, and we do our CSA sign-ups in the spring every year, and we just sort of check in and see who wants to keep doing it, or get new members in. We sort of have turnover every year to invite new people to come in, and some people they try it, they love it, they stay for a long time, or they try it and it's not for them and they want to come to the farm stand. We really just try to be flexible and invite as many people in as we can. This is sort of like our central gathering spot. So there's a flower garden, which is actually open to the public any day, dawn to dusk. Anybody can come and pick flowers, and we sometimes have a donation box to leave a suggested donation, but basically just it's for everybody to enjoy. You're driving by and you want to pick flowers, go on in. There's scissors and just kind of a fun place to wander. We have raspberries that we're just opening up also for pick your own, so people can get in there and pick pints of raspberries. And this is just our general hangout area, the farm. So as you can see, people are just gathering and coming to get their share, or just coming for the day to have a little downtime at the farm. And whenever we have festivals, this is where we have our festivals, and this is really sort of the community hub of our farm. So folks will come in for today is a Thursday, they're going to come pick up their share, they'll park, they'll kind of check out what there is to pick out in the field, they'll do some flower picking, then they'll head up to the barn and get their share. And you know, people can come here for 5 minutes and kind of pick up their vegetables and take off, or they can come and spend like 2 hours here and just enjoy the farm. And really the farm is for everybody to participate in, so we love it when people come and hang.
So then you have a lot of interaction with the town of Dover?
I hope so. I mean, really, I think that this farm, I think Powisset Farm has a special place in a lot of people's hearts who've been in Dover a long time. It's kind of meant, you know, a lot of people knew it as Amelia Peabody's farm, and now people know it as Powisset Farm. And our goal with having the farm stand be open, you know, 3 days a week is just that as many people as want to come by and check out our farm stand can feel welcome to come. And our property itself is open 7 days a week all the time for walking and exploring. And we try to have free community events in the spring and in the fall, and just try to keep people posted on what we're doing, and kind of just like invite people out and hear their stories. You know, what was this farm to people, or what is it to people, and how can this farm enhance our community and feel like a part of people's lives. And that's really what we want.
So what are some of the events that you have planned here?
The events that we have, there's basically 2 big events. We have a spring festival, which is at the end of May, on a Saturday in May, where we just kind of welcome the farm season and start doing our farming, and kind of say like, all right, we're harvesting and we're having a farm season, so come on out. And then in the fall, in September 22nd, so the end of September, we do our fall festival, which is kind of the bookend, the sort of, all right, we're winding the season down and look at all we've harvested. And we have music and we do cider pressing, and we kind of just hang out together and celebrate the farm, and just take a day to sort of slow down and look around and appreciate the farm season before it ends. So our season is basically from end of May to like mid-December. So we have a spring festival in May that kicks off our season, and then the CSA harvest and stand opens usually the first week of June. And our summer season goes from like first week of June through end of October. And then we do a winter season, which is anywhere from November to December to potentially February, depending on the depending on the season and how our crops do. And we're trying to sort of work up to having a year-round CSA, so that we can be providing our members with produce 12 months of the year, and expanding our farm stand to be able to do some winter farm stand, which is a little tougher because produce will freeze in the barn if it's too cold. So we can't really do that, but sometimes we'll do winter distributions out of our greenhouse and like heat the greenhouse for the day and do everything in there. So it's pretty fun. We're always sort of thinking of ways to make our season just go a little bit longer and provide like more full year access to produce. Mm-hmm.
I don't think I have any other questions. Is there anything more you'd like to add?
No, just, I think Powisset Farm, we really want it to be a part of our community. We want people to come and enjoy it, whether they're, participating in purchasing vegetables or just walking around. So I would say, to folks, like, come out and see the farm and be a part of it, and let us know what you want it to be, because we want, I think we really want to respond to the the needs of the people around the farm who make it a beautiful place.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, right on. Cool.
My thanks to the people at Powisset Farm for taking their time to speak to me. Once again, I'm your host, Dan Murphy, and thanks for watching. I hope to see you next episode.